Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming by. I'm excited to kick off the second OpenFi event today. And I wanted to see if we could define what OpenFi is a little bit better. And I decided against coming here and telling you what I think it's going to be, because I think we still need to talk about it. We still need to define it ourselves as a community, because that's what makes it work. We will have some amazing panels and speakers coming here today, and I think it's one of the features of OpenFi that we do collaborate, because otherwise we will not be able to compete with traditional finance offerings. This is what makes us strong. So we're kicking off today with the ecosystem panel. We will transition to the legal side of things, which I think sometimes in our industry is a bit overlooked. And taking a deep dive there to see what we can do is quite important. We will talk about the vision, where is it going, talking to people that are actually building some of these products. We will have a presentation with some of the hosts, so LF0 and Quill. And we actually have done what we're talking about, which is collaborate, for the three companies to actually team up to build something together. And yeah, we're going to try to live demo. So let's see if that works and how that works out. We have Venmo coming. Ever since Stripe purchased Bridge, I think the race is on to see what are the traditional players doing. And MetaMask, also an institution by now, and we'll hear what they're up to. We're talking about the marketing aspect, and we transition to the question of how do we actually make money here. So where does value accrue? What are the models? How we get to revenues and profitability. And we will wrap it up with some of the most interesting founders in the space in Latin America, because we are seeing traction there, and I'm glad that a group could come together to tell us more about it. But now, what is OpenFi? Similar to what we have seen in computing and operating systems is about to happen to traditional finance. We had, in the early 90s, we had operating systems that were closed. It's really hard to imagine, but it's basically running a Mac and only being able to run Apple-based applications on it. I mean, it would be okay, but it wouldn't harness the ability to have any type of application run on your computer, right? So once that switched, it switched for good. And everyone who did not adopt that new open model vanished. We do not have closed source operating systems anymore. And the same is true for finance. If you're going to your bank, the only products that you can use are whatever the bank decided that you can use. It's basically closed. You can only use those products that are available. And that's about to change. And what we're seeing is a monolithic stack. So we are looking at even neobanks, and you can only use those products that they offer. OpenFi is different. With OpenFi, you can have those different modules, stack it together to build a novel and a very revolutionary type of product, because your go-to-market and the cost for builders is just going down so much. We do have one problem, though, and that is people, your users. When you onboard them to one monolithic provider, you're able to just offer them new products, whereas in a monolithic, in a modular world, we need to have a way how to bridge those users to those different modules that we are implementing. So we need to create a composable and open source solution. This would be my definition of what OpenFi is. Some would say it's the self-custodial aspect, which I think is very important because it brings the permissionlessness in the interoperability aspect. But this is what DeFi is all about, right? Which is the broader trend, the much earlier category that we've been seeing in crypto, obviously. What I'm focusing on is the advantage for builders. So I think that the advantage for users will be clear once the builders start building. It's similar to the browser. We are having the browser moment right now, so people have the tools available. They are there, but we have not started or we haven't built the websites yet, and we can't possibly tell what type of applications people will be creating with it. It is unknown. We can make assumptions and be like, well, maybe we have a recipe homepage, you know, or to take the equivalent of OpenFi, maybe we'll have a rapidly scaling neobank that uses DeFi under the hood to give instant yield on your checking account. But those are the more boring and obvious examples, and I think we will see niche examples where it plays out much better. Another point that I think is underrated is the decrease in cost and the rapid scaling aspect that becomes possible now. And for crypto, we've always been searching for this killer use case, right? I know it's an overused term, but I really think that with OpenFi, we found it. And that is because there's an order of magnitude difference in cost, so a decrease, and an order of magnitude quickness in scaling. And I want to give you an example of how it works today. So today, I can be a Brazilian neobank, and we're going to see Picnic later today, and I can implement Monerium, which is an Icelandic fully licensed bank, and I have a self-custodial IBAN product in Europe. And they are already live in Latin America, right? So they just scaled with a team of, I think, 5 people to have like a Latin American and European bank offering. How cool is that? You can just add savings products on top of it, where you're having a yield that is unknown to regular people that are just using their bank. I mean, like 5 or 8% is something that you will not see on a usual banking product. And that superpower that people like the founders of Picnic have, because they are using the OpenFi stack, is something that will make the space explode. There are some hints, there are some traces of this happening. Don't take my word for it. But there are fintech people suddenly moving in. So you're talking former C-level of Spendesk. We'll see Axel today. We have the head of growth of Revolut, you know, quitting their fintech job to found something with self-custodial rails underneath. This is super exciting. You have companies, and I'm not sure if I can name names, but the whole Bridge acquisition didn't come from nowhere, right? You have a remittance company that has raised, that you probably might have heard about, that have raised 60 million, have built 2 years in stealth, and can send money from crypto directly to a bank account anywhere in the world for 0.3%. They're just going live at DEF CON. So there are really exciting things happening. And by the way, the remittance case is again an order of magnitude difference, because you're talking about 8 to 10% remittance fees in a normal world. So this is why I'm excited about it, because I do believe that it's the use case that crypto was made for, to build an open source financial system. That's what the reaction to the financial crisis in 2008. That's why we had Bitcoin. But we didn't get Bitcoin to be adopted, and we need to take an evolutionary approach and bring it to the masses. And I think this is what OpenFi is for. So we try to cluster the ecosystem, and not sure if we did a good job or not clustering the different verticals that we have. Also very happy to hear from you if we missed your company or if you know of a company that we did miss. But this is already live, and I think it's quite a sizable ecosystem already. And we're looking forward to see what it's going to be next year. So thanks for coming, and let's actually talk today. Let's go out and meet people that are here, because most of you guys are building amazing products, have ecosystems that are actually really interested in this. And we need to go out and collaborate, because that will make our stack even better. Thank you.